Hi, Ross Quintana here with Hustlefuse, and today we're talking about the currency of hustle is time. Now, as you can see by this absolutely beautiful watch back here from Richard Mille, I love his designs, I love his watches, absolutely beautiful. Now, here's the thing. Time is one of the key elements in hustle when you really boil down what hustle is all about. Everybody talks about how hard they're working or how long they're working. But if you'll notice, the one thing that's tied into all of these things is your relationship with time. And we're going to talk about that real quick because this is how you really master the hustle. Now, some people, there's hustle haters out there. There's a lot of people who just kind of say fluffy stuff out there. And so it ends up attracting haters who don't think that the hustle is real. But let me tell you what, anybody who is really driving change and pushing for that, they're hustling. So, it's not a negative thing. It's a very positive thing. It's about how we use our time. How, you look at all these child prodigies and things like that. These are people who started at an early age. It's relevant to time. They're amazing because they're young and they're nailing it. You look at the startups. And what is it that makes them so amazing? They're disruptive, but really, that again goes back to time. They're ahead of their time. So even when we look at time in a linear fashion like that, time is the underlying principle of hustle and disruption and success. It's always going to be tied into that in one way or another. So we got to understand the relationship with time. Now, our relationship with time, if we look at time as a little block, we'll realize that it's really about, the idea of efficiency and productivity and all this. The 80-20 rule even is your focus. It's all relative to time. It's how well do you understand time? How well are you squeezing more into that limited time? Because time is the limited resource. The fact is, you only have so much of it in a day. You have only so much of it in a life. You have only so much of it when you have deadlines and you're taking things to market or you're having a sales pitch, right? That's all relative to time. You get up there with your prospect and what's happening is you've got 2 minutes to sell them on whatever it is that you're doing and what you're selling. Time is the constraint. So anybody who doesn't respect time is just not paying attention. It's going to be really hard for them to succeed. And so we always start with our relationship with time. Now, the hustle is how are you moving compared to everybody else. It's kind of like IQ. IQ is a test that really says where are you at based on everybody else who's of the same age as you. They set a standard. Are you above that? Are you below that? And that's kind of one of the functional underpinnings of an IQ test. So hustle is really a lot of it is about people who are doing more, who are working harder, who are working smarter, who are getting more done relative to time, and they're more focused on time and leveraging it than a lot of the other people. Ultimately, that's going to dramatically increase your shot for success. So let's dig into this. The first thing that I'm going to talk about, we're going to talk about a few things. The currency of hustle is time. And then we're going to say, what are the key factors that contribute to that? Well, there's the density of effort, right? We're going to talk about effort. We're going to talk about the tools and technology that you can use to leverage and how does technology fit into this play. And then we're going to talk about reinvesting the revenue of hustle and how that can take you to the next level. So let's dig into point number one, which I call the density of effort. Now, this just means that if you have a box, right? And I don't care if you're talking about sports. I don't care if you're talking about social media, branding, building a business, a startup, sales, prospecting, whatever it is. Time is the limitation, and then how hard you work. That's the density of effort. How much in 10 minutes can you get done, right? I'm a growth hacker. So for me, what I get done in an hour, right, or in a day, I might be working, 10 different projects in a day. And I'm getting the day's worth of work done for all of them. It was funny, I was in a Twitter chat the other day, for Adobe Chat, and this gal who I'm connected with there, Jennifer, was like, hey, you know what? I said something about real estate because I've done real estate for about 12 years. I have a real estate business. I had a real estate team. We did very well there. And I have a training company, real estate training company, and some other projects that I do in real estate. So, and then we also flip some homes, and I do some stuff with a buddy of mine. So the thing is that when you look at that, she commented, she's like, real estate, man, how many things do you do? She's like, if you told me you were a volunteer firefighter and a this and a that, she goes, I wouldn't be surprised. And then someone else piped in and said, yeah, when I met Ross, Ian, my friend, Ian piped in and said, hey, I met Ross, he gave me his business card, and he did this gif of the Santa Claus scroll that was rolling. He says that's all the stuff that he does. And I thought that was interesting because it was weird to see that other people notice, because you're busy hustling, you're working all this stuff, you don't really realize that other people see that you're doing all these different things. And some people, they're just trying to hustle on one thing. I highly leverage and growth hack so many different things, different projects that I'm working on, clients, all kind of stuff, but and some people, you got to focus on one. That's a whole nother post. I disagree with that. I think that's just limiting beliefs. You can be amazing in tons of different things, and there's also a compounding effect of being amazing in a bunch of different things and gaining that expertise as well. Not that there isn't benefit in focusing solely on one thing, but I certainly don't think that that's necessary. I'll go head to head in each one of my categories against someone who's solely doing that, and you could still crush them, because working smart and growth hacking and high leverage can make up for any amount of just effort. Now we're talking about effort, so let's just isolate that. Effort. This is what you're doing in that one space with that one addition of time. So in 10 minutes, how much am I going to get done? Compared to somebody else, how hard are you working? Are you focused? What's your focus? What's your intensity? When I'm doing something, I am doing it, and then I'm breaking it down and finding out, how can I do this times 10? How can I do this 5 times faster? Are there tools out there? Is there methodologies? People get to know me, know that my motto is like one less click. I know when I'm deleting a DM from Twitter that it takes me 3 clicks, and it annoys the heck out of me, because they should give you a checklist just like email, so I can check off a whole bunch, just see the ones that are spam, click, hit delete once, and get rid of them all. Instead, you got to click this, you go up to there, oh, okay, now, are you sure you want to delete this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, the spam's killing me because it's 3 clicks deep on every one. I don't even know if I want to invest the time into getting rid of it, or just ignore the whole section of the platform. So how much you get done, right? That's in that time. Being sensitive to that, understanding, is there a smarter way? I've taken things where I've resized windows so that if I've got to drag something from here and click it over there or something, I want the shortest possible distance. Looking at different technologies and utilizing those is important, and that takes us to the second point, which is tools and technology for leverage. With technology, we have this amazing ability to do more with less. As a matter of fact, BAM, Missing Letter, shout out to them, and thanks for sending me out this t-shirt. They have a really cool tool, great example of what I'm talking about with tools. You take and you make a blog post, and instead of you having to remember to reshare your evergreen content and to try and pull out quotes and do all this stuff that you actually should be doing, it just scoops it in, makes all that stuff for you. And it makes like 12 months worth of 12 different posts to go out for once a month. So that's just when you publish a blog post. It'll automatically do all of that. It's just one click. Like, it's that easy. And so you don't have to be creative if you don't. If you want to edit them, you can edit them. But imagine if you're putting out content, right? And you're putting out content to do all of that, to grab and create a little image graphic or a quote graphic, and to change up the title and to pull different parts of it, little quotes from it, and do all of that, and schedule all of that. That would take a lot. So the fact is, that tool does it for you all in one click. That's the type of thing that I'm talking about. It's using high leverage tools. Things like If This Then That. Those guys are awesome. Sent me out a cool pair of socks. If This Then That socks. Who wears If This Then That socks? But you know what? It helps you automate things. And that's automation isn't just about set it and forget it. right? You can automate for other reasons. You can automate to free up your time. And this goes into our third point, which is reinvesting that time, the revenue of hustle. What is it when you work harder, you get done sooner? So that time that you save right there can be reinvested. Where are you going to put that? For me, I do all the growth hacking so I can work on other projects, or I can advance the projects that I'm working on faster, so that I'm able to work on 5 projects in the same time as someone worked on one, because I hustled, because I worked hard, I was focused, I used tools, technology, and leverage those things. I work smart so that I can get more done. You use all this stuff comes in. If you're curating content, great example. I love BuzzSumo, a super tool out there to vet content and see what's already been getting shared a lot, what's trending, all this and that. Why take and guess? You want to do ideation for your blog posts or whatever you're doing? Why start from just your mind when you can go see what are people talking about, what's being shared, where's the conversation at? Hashtags on Twitter or real-time stuff. I just did a post, you can check it out on my Social Magnets blog, is real-time content, mastering real-time content curation with Twitter. It's a great example there. I talk about news jacking. I talk about how to do these things smarter, right? Because one of the hardest things is actually getting quality information. Everybody's a filter. I'm a filter. So when I go out there and test this stuff, and I go out and find smarter ways to do it, and then I come and share it with you guys, most of the time for free. I mean, you should be throwing roses at me like a bullet, or sending me some checks. And we're going to get to that, because I've got a membership site that I'm putting together where I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of different trainings and all kinds of cool stuff. So keep your eyes out for that. But the fact is, I'm going out there and I'm filtering all this stuff and bringing it back to you and changing the way you think. And sometimes that's the invaluable stuff, because if I change the way you think about time, as a matter of fact, I'm writing a book. I already wrote a book, but it died on a hard drive crash. My only draft, I didn't have it backed up. But I'm just going to rewrite it again. I wrote it very fast. I'm a fast writer. But that's coming out, and it's the next generation of time management and how to really be smarter and get more done. That's going to be coming out, so keep posted for that. But the fact is how we reinvest that time is very important, because we gain that time, right, by working harder. We gain time by using tools that keep us, from spending 3 hours doing something and being able to do it in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Then I can reinvest that 3 hours into 3 different projects and look for ways to do that. You have to look at what it is that you're doing and find smarter ways to do that. That's one of the keys in order to do that. And don't skimp on quality of information. That's the gold out there. There's a sea of information out there. You can find it everywhere. But getting good information, learning from people who've done it, who go out and sifted through tons of stuff and who are smart and who can boil that down and bring the good stuff back to you, that's high leverage. That's the last piece that's high leverage, is quality. Quality is actually super high leverage in everything that you do, in the people you connect with, in the projects that you do, in the products and services and the pitches that you pitch. Everything should be quality. And when it's quality and it's smart and it's highly leveraged, you're going to increase your chance to succeed massively. So bringing it all back, the currency of hustle is time. And you got to understand, right? Oops, it's over here. You got to understand how these gears work. You have to understand all these things. All these gears are just different parts. How does my effort affect it? How does my focus affect it? How does when I work on my tasks affect it? How do the people around me and the energy that they're either giving or taking from me, how does that affect my focus? How to breaks and sleep and diet and all these other things. If you want to be successful and high performing, you've got to be able to have all those parts, and all those parts make up your watch. And that affects, right, how time works. That's how you see time, perceive time, interact with time. That's going to make or break you. So just want to put that in your mind today, get you thinking about time, get you thinking about your own things that you're doing, how you prioritize time, all these different things. They're very key focal points. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm just starting to get blogging over on Medium, so I'm going to start writing some blogs and some content, and we got some courses coming out too. You can check out right now. You can go through for some audio courses, which are short, like 10-minute, topical things. You can go over to socialmagnets.net, and you can see there where it says Quintana University. That's for now going to be where the home is, and that'll take you to my Thinkific site, which has all the courses. Right now I got some audio clips and stuff up there, but I'm going to break it down and get into more in-depth courses, video and audio courses on there for you. Love to hear your thoughts. If you have certain topics you want me to talk about and nail, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comment and share this if you find it valuable, and I know you do. So I hope you guys just crush it out there. Don't forget to check out missingletter.com. Connect with them. They have an awesome tool. I love tools that just simplify things, give a lot of value for a little effort. That's how you highly leverage your time. So until next time, I will see you later.